Hi guys, Fat Pudn here, welcome back to another video. This one is slightly different. We're not on Gran Turismo for this one. We've decided to renew my membership after 6 years away and jump into the Mazdas on Iracing, and we are racing at Lime Rock. I will give you some information on this, but before I do that, I will just slightly quickly talk about the history of the track with the information I have. Statistically talking, this track has a 5 configuration layout, no night lighting. It's 1.53 miles, 2.46 kilometers, and the location is in Lakeville in Connecticut, USA. It's one of the oldest continue operated road racing venues in America. It was opened in 1956 and it's long been a staple of the United States Premier Road Racing Championship, including the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship North East Grand Prix since 2015. 7 corners, multiple long straights, classic layout. It's one of the fastest road courses in North America, and for that reason it also features multiple chicanes. This particular track we are racing the classic one. That does not include the chicanes coming towards these couple of corners ahead. I'll quickly just talk about that there. As you can see, the cones on the right hand side, that is the chicane section. We are racing the classic course layout, as it says. So I qualified third on the grid. As you can see from the beginning, we're already right in the mix from the bat, and the first couple of cars are already breaking away, keeping second place actually, right behind Matteo Tezzi, who's right behind me in third. So as I can see, in second place, trying to keep it smooth, get tyres, heat into the tyres. As I did find out, if you go hard too quick, this car is just so easy to spin out, so you really got to get the temperature up on the tyres to get the grip, to give you a bit more confidence, especially in the corners, because this car can be really twitchy. The current option for the current settings for the race was actually a 15-lap race. The weather was set to just dry. There was no rain or anything, and there was no pit stops. So basically it was just get into a rhythm and just keep a steady pace, and basically try and stay out of any incidents if possible. So as you can see in the top right hand corner, I do have the track map up just to show you the positions, and I have done a little bit of replay editing just to add the extra immersion. This is where I made the move for first place up on the inside, as the guy who is currently winning the race, or leading the race should I say, Lloyd Lunn, ran a bit wide because he knew I had the pace to catch him. I did make a mistake, as you can see, and found it quite difficult to get off the grass, to get back onto the tarmac to get the grip. So as you can see there, made a mistake on my part, got a couple of incident points for it, but just for going off the track. And I just thought to myself, I just need to continue, because at the end of the day you should never give up. Obviously if your car's too damaged, then you don't really have a choice to get back into the pits. By the time you've had it fixed, it may actually be over for you. But I just decided to carry on. Currently we're on lap 3, I've got 13 laps to go. It's currently telling me that I am in position 2, which is untrue. I should be actually in about 5th or 6th. I think the way the telemetry works on this game is that it doesn't update till you actually go through the start finish line, which in a way isn't really the best. As you can see now in the lap time in telemetry data, it says I'm in 5th on lap 4, which is correct. I'm currently lapping around just under the sub 1 minute mark. It says here my best lap at the moment is a 58.6. I did know that pole was around a high 57. So as I can see, guy in front of me, it's Joseph Pascucci. This guy was extremely quick. The guy in front was the guy who had the fastest lap in practice. But for some reason when it came down to qualifying, he decided not to qualify, which I thought was a bit strange. But maybe he's one of these drivers who, I don't know how the iRacing system works. Maybe he thought that he could actually get more points from starting from the back and passing everybody. to get to the front. So my initial thoughts were, if I could stay pretty close to this guy, I've got a good chance of maybe getting a podium. So as you can just see, a couple of corners ahead, he has actually taken one of the cars. There's a white Mazda just ahead, which is it's not Joseph Pascucci. I do apologise for my pronunciations. It's another guy. I don't know his name as yet, because I do know Joseph is driving a different livery. It's like a purple and I think it's like a fluorescent green or fluorescent yellow, which you will see later on. So coming up on the end of lap 5, just trying to keep it clean as possible. This will actually update the telemetry coming up to this next lap now, as I've just mentioned on the previous one with the telemetry, the way iRacing works. I do honestly think it should be a real time. So anyway, up on the inside of Roberto Rojas Esteban, that was the guy I've just overtaken, and just trying to stay up with Joseph, as I did mention previously. We do have another 6 laps to go. So I just thought to myself then, I did thank the driver for letting me overtake him, because he could have made it a bit harder for me by just staying on the racing line. This particular section here on the back of the track, I did notice that when you do go over that, it can get pretty loose on the front, so you have to be really attentive, and I do hold on to the steering wheel a bit more than I would normally do. So as you can see now, just on the spotter, it's just telling me the current leader is running 59s. As I've just done a 59 myself, I know how I do have the race pace. And as I did mention, that's the guy who did have the fastest lap in practice, because he was doing 57s. My concern was just staying away from everybody else at this moment in time, but trying to catch these other 2 up. Back markers wasn't an issue at the moment, because we are maybe about a third way into the race. If I could actually catch up Joseph and get into his slipstream, because I'm not sure what the distance is for it to take into effect with these cars. They're quite low to the ground, so I'm not sure if you do get a lot of slipstream. So if I could get close enough, I did have a 5-second gap between Joseph and myself, currently running in 4th position. We do have another, I think that's another 8 laps to go, including this one. Still in 4th position. Now it's telling me that Joseph's ahead of me, which I only presume this guy in front was a back marker, because it was quite difficult trying to keep track of everybody on the track at this moment in time. And with him going so slow, I just presume that was the case, because it is quite difficult sometimes to keep a track of all the race liveries as well, and who's running what. So just keeping an eye on the lap time and the telemetry data, but bearing in mind that it only updates once every lap, which I do know a lot of other racing games, they are, if I've not said this already, instantaneous. But maybe that's just a bit of a quirk that iRacing does have. And I'll, just while we're carrying on with the next couple of laps, I just will go through a couple of the corner names. This is turns 1 and 2, and this one's called Big Bend. Quite self-explanatory, to be honest, for the corner of a track. Then we're on to turn 3, which is the left-hander. As again, another self-explanatory with the one ahead, which is the right-hander. Now, as I was just talking through the names of the corners, as you just noticed there on the replay, Joseph has just actually gone off. He span out, so that's actually given me 3rd position, even though the telemetry data is not showing that as yet. So my thought in my mind was, now if I can keep a distance between Joseph in behind me, knowing that he's the quickest on the track, I could actually get a podium. So what it needs to do is just to be consistent every lap. Do keep a note of the in-car lap on the right hand side. I do actually skip a couple of laps, and on lap 9 here it will actually jump to lap 14. because the other 3 laps that I did, there was no traffic. So I just thought I'd cut that just to add a bit more, well, I wouldn't say so much excitement, but a bit more action to the video. So as again, same guy, I think on the previous lap, unsure which way to go. I was unsure which way he was going. Did lose a little bit of time there. But as you can see in the video, Joseph is 2.4 seconds behind me, and we've only got a couple of laps to finish. So as I was just saying, he did make a little mistake there. I'm running it really hard here. I'm on my limit. I'm only doing 58. This guy could do at least half a second quicker than me when he's in the zone. We're coming up on the last lap now. As you can see, the gap is slowly getting smaller, and I'm getting really anxious. What made it even worse is that a car actually went off ahead, and I was just wondering if this is just going to basically ruin my race. But I just kept it together. I think the guy in front of me, it's showing me Lloyd, but Lloyd's actually winning the race. There's some mistakes gone on there. I mean, as you can see, that car ahead he's got no front bumper, so something's happened somewhere, but he's got back on the track. Anyway, coming up to the last couple of corners now. 1.5 seconds, and Joseph is off. Look how close he is now, coming up onto the last corner. A big sigh of relief on my part, just to get round and get my first podium. So well happy with what happened, considering I made the mistake making the move for first position. So what I'll do now, guys, I've just edited some little incidents out to the end of the race for you to take a look at, and I will try and talk through them the best of my ability with the data that I have, just to try and indicate what went on. So this was the beginning of the race. This was the incident that I seen in my rearview mirror. A couple of cars going off, hitting each other. I think a couple of these drivers actually did log out of the game. This is another incident coming over the top. Very lucky for any other cars not to come in contact with him. As you can see how close that was. That guy ended up missing him and ended up smashing his car himself. As you can see, this one coming up on the downhill section, turn 9, a bit too much on the grass, ran it a bit wide, lost a bit of traction, and therefore span out. This one, not sure what lap this was, but it was a bit of a cheeky move. He should have stayed a little bit wider, knowing he was cupping up on the inside. But you know, it could have been a fault on both parts. This was one of the incidents. I think it was up on the last lap where he did say he was going off and there was an incident ahead, and this is the one of Joseph spinning out that time. I ended up getting past him and getting the position for the podium, which actually worked quite well. Just a couple of more of incidents. Not sure which driver this one was, but as you can see, it's quite easy to lose these vehicles if you do run a bit too much on the grass. I mean, God help us if there was ever actually any rain, because I think these cars would just be aquaplaning everywhere. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the incidents, guys. I hope you enjoyed the race. This is just a different feel for it anyway. Thanks for watching. Appreciate all your support, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.